Hey, hi guys. Today I am discussing on financial accounts and analysis, and there has been a bit of calculation issues in the past video, due to which I am uploading this video again with the correct answers. So the first question is about cash flow. You have to find out the cash flow from operating activity. So in the introduction part, you define what is cash flow, write some details about cash flow, what are the uses of it. Then in the concept part, divide the concept into three parts, that is, define what is cash flow from operating activity, cash flow from investing activity, and then define about cash flow from financing activity. Now post doing this, you have to calculate the entire answer. So what you have to do is, I will give you each and every type of operating activity which you have to include. So the first will be, the heading will be cash flow for the company name, and then the profit before tax, which is 2,69,244 rupees. Post that, you have to add the operating activities. So loss on sale of asset, that is 95,780. Depreciation on fixed assets, that is 85,000, and amortization expenses, that is 1,10,000. So if you add this figure, your amount will be coming to, you have to add this amount to 2,69,244. So the total cash flow from operating activity is 5,60,024 rupees. And post that, there are other activities which you have to mention, which is investment activity, which includes dividend income, interest income, gain on sale of investment. And then there is finance activity, that is financial cost paid of debenture, which is 12,000 rupees. So after that, in the concept part, you can also highlight about the cash flow of this particular company. You can interpret it, you can give your details, and post that, you can conclude by giving information that the cash flow statement is useful, the uses of cash flow statement, the advantages, how is it prepared. It is prepared as per the AS3 of the accounting standards. Every company has to follow the cash flow statement preparation, and how does it help the stakeholders. So this is how you complete the first question. Second question is about trend analysis. So in the introduction part, you mentioned what is trend analysis, what are the uses of it. Trend analysis can be of three types: uptrend, downtrend, and horizontal trend. The normal one which is used by each and every company is the horizontal, or each and every stakeholder is the horizontal trend analysis. Now in this analysis, what does a company do is, it collects a data for a particular period, say for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and then it will sort it in the horizontal format. Basically it's a balance sheet which is being taken into consideration, and then it is sorted into Excel. It is plotted into Excel, and horizontally it is compared, taking a base year. Say the last year will be the base year. So suppose if I'm taking a period from 2019 to 21, so 2019 becomes my base period, and that is how we do the then sorry post that, you have to calculate it for each year. So there's a formula for this also, you can Google search, you will get the details. The steps for the in the concept part, you have to mention about the steps. So there are four steps, there are five steps. It depends on what type of lengthy answer that you want to write. Now for at times I have written four steps, at times I have written five steps. So the first step is selection of the base year, selection period. Then second is selection of items, third is computation, and fourth is analysis. So these are the four steps. You can still add on steps if you want. There is no compulsion. In the book it is not available. And then you have to give a example of any company. So for the company, you have to go to, for getting the balance sheet and the 3 years balance sheet for each company, what you can do is, you go to money control. On the top there is option of search. You enter the company's name over there, and then search it. Below you will get the price of it, and then on the right hand side, which would be the fourth last option, is the financials. So if you click on financials, on the right hand side there is an option of balance sheet that would come. Once you click on balance sheet, you will get preloaded data of 5 years. I think it's from 2017 to 2021. So you can pick up that data, put it in Excel, put down the formula, and easily you can calculate the change in change in amount as compared to the base year, and change in percentage terms. So you have to do both the things, that is change in amount as well as in the percentage, and then only you can say that you have prepared a trend analysis. Post that you have to give your interpretation. You can compare things. You can talk about assets. You can talk about non-current assets, current assets. You can talk about current liabilities. You can talk about non-current liabilities, total liabilities. So there are a lot of things to analyze and detail in and give your answer. And then in the conclusion part, you mention about the uses of trend analysis. How does it benefit the stakeholders to take various decisions for the company? Yes, wherever there are problems, they can take quick actions on it. So this is how the trend analysis has been performed, and this is how you complete question 2. Moving to question 3. So question 3 is about the three types of accounts which are mentioned. You have to identify which account belongs to which account. So first, what is financial accounting? How does the entry being passed? There are two folded entries. One would be the debit, one would be the credit. Depending on the account type, you have to pass the credit entry, and depending on the account type, you have to pass the debit entry. These all details you have to mention in the introduction part. In the concept part, you define the three types of account, that is personal account, real account, and nominal account. If you Google search, you will get the details. So personal account refers to any person or any person who represents a company or a firm or anything. It can be a natural person, it can be an artificial person, or it can be a company representative also. Then for the real account is basically it represents the physical existence in nature, and hence it can be a tangible asset or the intangible asset, anything which has a value to it, and it becomes an account. So this is real account. And a nominal account is all the accounts which refer to any income, expenses, losses, or gains for the company is called as the nominal account. So in the given question, the cash account and the bank account becomes the real account. Share capital becomes the personal account, and purchase, sales, and salary becomes the nominal account. And in the conclusion part, why this account types are used to pass the entry, so that the golden rules of accounts are followed. Now this is of course every time in the assignment, question 3 and 3b are always a mix and merge. It is interlinked, and that is why you have to relate it. So yes, because of the with the help of these accounts, the type of accounts, the golden rules, the entries are being passed, which becomes the backbone of the financial of the accounting world. So this is how we complete 3a. 3b is about the three golden rules. Three golden rules are debit the receiver, credit the giver. This is for the personal account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. This is for the real account. And debit all expenses and expenses and losses, and credit all incomes and gains. This is for the nominal account. So these are the three golden rules, and you have to pass the entries which are there in the case study. So cash becomes the real account, share capital is the personal account. Depending on the rules, you have to again pass the entry. So because cash is real account, debit what comes in. To share capital account, the share capital account is a personal account, and credit the giver. So this is how you have to link, and you have to define the golden rules that are applied to the entire entries that you are passing. So I have already defined on the type of account. Still I will take it forward. That is, the first entry is cash account, real account, debit what comes in, and to share capital account, personal account, credit the giver. Then there is purchase account, which is nominal account, debit all expenses and losses. To cash account, real account, credit what goes out. Then there is cash, real account, debit what comes in. To sales, nominal account, credit all income and gain. Then there is salary, which is a nominal account. Again, that is debit all expenses and losses. To cash, real account, credit what goes out. And the last one is bank account, real account, which is debit what comes in. And to cash, real account, credit what goes out. So this is how you write the concept part. In the conclusion part, how these three golden rules become the foundation of the financial accounting world, and which helps to pass entries in a proper way, which would define the debit and credit type of the entry, and on that basis your book of accounts are prepared, post which the financial statements are prepared. So that is why the golden rules are the most important rules that are to be standardized and to be followed across the world, and this is the importance of golden rules of account. So yes, this is how you complete the financial accounting assignment. Thank you.